by 70,000 this past month. He's only separated right now by less than by about $100,000 in production, which is 2 weeks. Okay, we could make that up in 2 weeks. So it's a close race right now. We know that the top regional directors, the top two, get on stage in San Diego. So let's get behind the number 3 RGA. We need him to be the number 2 RGA year to date, Tommy Vina. Tommy's vision is so big, he had to get those big old glasses. He had to get the Giggly Young glasses from the locker room. Next up, I was going to announce the income report. Top income earners from last week. We'll give these people 2 claps. I'm just going to do about right around the top 10. Let's do with $2,000 last week. This is not AOP. This is their weekly paycheck. $2,000. Welcome back, Mean Mug, George Babbage. We have $2,400 for the week, Mike Clemente. $2,500 for the week, Aaron Parks. $3,000 for the week, Ray Balestra. $3,000 for the week, Chris Williams. $3,300 for the week, James Kiefer. $3,600 for the week, Randy Tischer. $3,700 for the week, Casey Kunan. $4,000 for the week, Brian Welch. $8,000 for the week, Matt Diola. $11,000 for the week, Tommy Vina. $16,000 for the week, Justin Adams. The last 3, 8,000, 11,000, 16,000, all of that is 1 week's worth of a paycheck. The good news is we're going to share some of the secrets on how to achieve some things like that today as well. I wanted to also point out some people doing a great job with the field trainers bonus and the personal recruiting bonus that the company is still paying out, but the recruiting bonus has stopped. That was just a one-time deal we have. For the recruiting bonus, we can give all of them 2 claps. $250 for Matt Cardinolo, $500 Maria Jones, $1,000 for Aaron Dunlap, $500 for Kevin Grunable, $500 for Mike Clemente, and then our field trainers, $500 for Chris Williams, $400 for Albie Shore, $800 for Antonio Reyes, $400 for Mike Polakowski, $300 for Tyler Stewart, $400 for Sokol Fazuli, $400 for Jake Unger, $200 for Greg Vansa, $400 Michelle Crow, $300 Ralph Musto, $300 Jared Durham, $400 Josh Cook, $400 Nate Durkin, and $900 for Josh Cosentino. Those are all the ones that stuck out to me. So great job with the field training. Good job with the field training bonus. That's something that I know sometimes we take for granted. You know, people work sometimes in corporate America and they get like a pat on the back for training somebody. You guys are getting weekly bonuses of $500, $400, $900 while you're on your honeymoon. You're getting a $900 bonus for field training, you know, people. So I know, you know, from a lot of businesses, from people that I know at the end of the year, you know, they'll get a bonus for like Christmas for $300 or for $500. You guys are getting this on a weekly basis just for training somebody. I love that the company has invested, I think, upwards of $4 or $5 million this year just into the training process. And I think that's why the company is at 18% growth year to date, followed by a double-digit growth year last year. If you look at the growth chart of American Income over the last 5 years, the growth chart looks like this. We've had like 100% growth over the last 4 years, 4.5 years, you know, right now. So, and that's a company that's been around for 6 decades, 60 years. At a time when the economy was at its worst, we've been at our best, you know, and to me that shows a lot of stability. You can't get much more stable than having success previous to that and then enduring and flourishing during economic downfall the way that we have and just bouncing back right this year with 18% growth. So I know you guys have a large part to do with it. You know, right now, the way it stands right now, if the year ends in Category 1, you're number 1 in Category 1. So I thank you guys for all your effort as far as that goes. Some bad news, not necessarily bad news, but just some house cleaning stuff that I got to throw up before I introduce our guests. over here to the left. So our guest is not Emmitt Smith. Some people thought it was LaDainian Tomlinson. No, unfortunately, we didn't have them come in. But we're going to have, as a guest today, we have Kevin Davis, who you're going to absolutely love. He came here to learn from us. He was somebody that worked years on Wall Street, okay, from New York, born and raised in New York, worked on Wall Street, made $100,000 or more per month as a stockbroker on Wall Street, moved to Florida, been with the company for about 3.5 years, exploded it, was the top manager in the whole state of Florida before getting promoted to Washington, D.C. He was supposed to come here and learn from me, and I feel like at this point, if I don't teach him some more stuff before he leaves, I've gotten more stuff off of him than he's gotten off of me. So, that's one of my secrets, is that I stay a humble student always. No matter what the company says, no matter what position that the company says we're in, if you stop learning, then you start dying. And you guys are going to see why I've been learning just as much from him, probably more than he's been able to learn from me. So, but before that, we'll start you off on a real positive note. Let me holler at everybody real quick, okay? The leads, okay, that you guys are getting. One of the issues that we're trying to figure out is getting leads that were just seen last month. Well, here's the issue, gang, okay? If you're not coding your leads, me and God are really close. You guys know how tight me and God are. But he hasn't given me the wand yet to wipe over everybody's leads and just code them up for all of you guys to make sure that doesn't happen. So until he gives me the call and sends me that maybe for Christmas, I need you guys to you got to code your leads, okay? Because if you don't code your leads, then they go back into the system. If you don't write down a code on them, not needed, sale, no sale, then they're going to go back into the system, and the next agent behind you is going to get that lead pack. There's nothing that I can do. It's not on purpose. That I can promise you. It's something that it might not be a big deal to you, but we're at 250 agents right now over 3 states. Well, 250 agents, if everybody didn't code 20 leads, which really happens by not coding 5 leads a week. It's really just house cleaning. It's like laundry. It's like if you don't do a little bit of laundry, once a week or a couple times a week, if you wait all month to do your laundry, you're going to have just piles of stuff and it's going to stink. Okay? Well, that's what's happening. Okay? So we got to code them on a weekly basis, so it's not a lot of laundry to do at the end of the month. And I know I don't have the best memory, but I know it's impossible for me to remember after 30 days who I saw that first week, okay, if we're not coding them, and you start guessing, and stuff like that. We gotta code our leads, because if 250 people all just didn't code 20 of them, you guys know that's 5,000 leads going back into the database? There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do about it, okay? Everybody has to take care of their neighbor. We all have to take care of each other and make sure that they're coding up their leads. And to ensure that that's going to happen, I need every manager to make sure they're listening, every agent to make sure that they're listening right now, because if you're not listening or you don't get this, I'm going to blame it on your manager. Managers don't come to me crying about it. Anybody that doesn't code their leads this month, if I find one lead uncoded, because Josh can track based off of the leads that you code and the leads that you turn back in, if I find any of your lead pack without a code on it, any one lead, you're not getting leads the following month, period. Okay? I have to start. I don't care if it hurts me, if it penalizes me, penalizes the agency. You guys know I come from a sports background. Sometimes I remember our coach not starting 5 seniors on one of our biggest games of the year. 5 seniors couldn't start. 3 of them were captains because they were late for curfew. Didn't play the whole first quarter. We got down 14-0. Ended up losing the game. Because he had to make a point of discipline that he was willing to sacrifice one game, if that's what it took, for the system of the program to have discipline, for everybody to have the right culture for that program. I'm willing to sacrifice if I have to. Don't want to do it. You guys know I love you. You guys know I love to win. I'm willing to lose, okay, for the integrity and character of our program, okay? So everybody got to code their leads up this month. Anybody that doesn't code their leads, no leads next month. Make sense? Everybody got it? Yes. Capiche? Okay. All right. Capiche. All right. So before we move into the top for the top people for last week and this week, and we had some really good performances this past week. A couple of you guys cost me some money. I hope you got some money. I want to announce that tomorrow, 10 o'clock to 10:30, We're going to have a manager's brief workshop with Kevin Davis from 10 to 10:30, 10:30 to 11:30. Any agents that want to get better at collecting referrals, that's his specialty. He's going to go over how to collect, sell, send, everything to do with the referral from 10:30 to 11:30. So what I want you guys to be aware of today is that we're looking at somebody I have the utmost respect for. I have so much respect for people, and there's a young lady in our agency that I've told this to before that I have a lot of respect for. And this gentleman, I have a lot of respect for because it's one thing to be able to rise to the top per se, and if you have a setback or a hurdle happen, a lot of those people let that be the history that the rest of the storybook of their life is written. Every year we're writing a new chapter to our life. Every year we write a new chapter. The good thing is that we all have our own pen. We can write the own chapters to our book. This man has not only made it to the top on Wall Street before and had success, but he's done it again. And he's done it again in a game where he came into this deal, not at 22 years old like I did. He came into this deal as a grown man, 40 years old, starting something completely brand new. Nothing that he's ever done before. He's owned his own mortgage company. He did the Wall Street deal, but entering a business that he's never done before. And you know the saying that they say, cream always rises to the top? He's back on top. And up until today, and last night, I never realized why. But I think the $35,000, $40,000 a week that you're doing right now is going to be dwarfed by what you're going to see out of this guy over the next couple of years. He will be somebody that does $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a week along with our agency. He's only been in SGA for a short period of time. So I wanted to thank you for coming to visit our agency. And don't think that you're going to come here and just suck all the stuff we got up. You come out here and try to change somebody's life. Come out here and give us some
history. I'm going to kind of, go into a little bit, but I want to ask you a question first. Who really knows how much opportunity lies with this company? Raise your hand. I might have to inspect it, so. The reason why I asked that question is because here's the deal with me. When 1989, I made a record. I traveled around the world as some rapper now. Yeah, I know Dr. Dre, Eminem, and all these guys. They don't know that. I do. Okay, I managed a lot of producers in my time. You know, these guys are worth millions now. You know, I was out of the game and forced to come to reality. And when you're famous, and then you go to Wall Street and everybody knows your name, and you're not a stock, it's a lot. You got to pick yourself off the ground and kind of figure out where to go, right? And then you become successful doing it. And then you start to realize that the same friends you lost on the way down to fame, you get back when you get up again in money. And you got to kind of separate yourself from the reality that it's only going to be if you do it. You get where I'm coming from? So on Wall Street, I got tired. Like, of really, I did so well for people, it was amazing. People got mad because I made them money and charged them a commission. I thought that's what I got paid to do. Right? Then I decided to open up a mortgage company. And if it wasn't for a friend of mine when the mortgage business went out, and by the way, I was super successful doing that. As you know, the mortgage business, you could sell a house in how many days back then? A day? I did mortgages, and the quickest mortgage I've ever done was 3 days. So if you don't know that, as soon as you do a mortgage and it closes, you get a check. Cha-ching, you're done. So I had 17, 18, 19 mortgages closing in a week. Then I $3,000 checks. Right? So then you got to say to yourself, how do you find an industry, there's a point to this, that you can get back that type of income, right? And it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to be taken by the market. It's not going to be taken by the market again, right? Okay, how do you get it?